Tino in the house. Who's ready for the fight tonight? Oh yeah. It's going down. Saul Canelo Alvarez takes on Edgar Berlanga. Super middleweight fight. Who's excited? Who's jumping up for joy? Your boy here is going on 45 minutes of sleep. The excitement and adrenaline is running in my veins. Now, let's break down the contrast of fights and styles, because I like for things to be a little clear. When you're thinking about what it is that you want to do and how you want to do it, and you look at the styles, Canelo's about 5'9", 5'10". Berlanga's like a good 6'2". Edgar Berlanga is a guy that fights almost in a similar style as Canelo Alvarez. Surprisingly, but he does. He fights almost like Canelo. He tries to lure you in with his high guard so that he can counter you and wait for openings. His advantages are his speed and athleticism. He's very athletic. And being that he's very athletic, he likes to explode with sharp, fast shots in the midst of your shots. He's got quick feet, but often gets out of position. He should make smaller moves against Canelo Alvarez. You're going to tire yourself out by making so many big moves. He relies a lot on his power. And because of his youth and the fact that he hadn't lost, he's going to take that pride into the fight. And when he takes that pride in the fight, I just hope the pride doesn't make him fall. There are a lot of people that's kind of like wishing Canelo would get a challenge or want to see what would happen. You don't know. Anything can happen in a fight. Canelo's experience, I think, will win this fight and score a knockdown. Because Edgar Berlanga is young and he's more concerned with landing his big right hand and his counter left hooks, he keeps his left hand, too low for my liking. Canelo can draw him in and, lure him into a right hand counter, which I think will get his attention to the point where it drops him. Mike takes his legs right out of the fight. The body punching. If Canelo can get close enough to Berlanga's body, Berlanga is more of a headhunter. He doesn't throw enough body shots. He doesn't stay active enough. He has a lot of rounds that he give away by just sitting there in the high guard throwing up his feints. That's not going to keep Canelo at bay. If you keep the jab at home, the jab is your key. If you lose that, you're done. Well, people have to make decisions. And when you make decisions, you hopefully want, well, you want to be right when you make these decisions. But on another note, not just right, you want to be in an area where your experience can dwarf the youth. As far as I seen the fight go, I see Canelo came in light, 166. It's about a good weight for him. So he could be more flexible, more athletic, you know, ready for the action if it's need be, you know, and that's what you want. And at this level, that's exactly what you want. You don't want somebody that's going to be causing you a lot of strife in the ring. I mean, a fight could go either way, but I just don't see him frustrating Canelo enough. Canelo is too experienced. And when Edgar Berlanga gets frustrated, he started doing dirty tactics, throwing elbows. Then the championship fight like this, buddy, you will get disqualified. They will take points. You'll probably get one hard warning. I think Edgar Berlanga will probably get hurt in the 4th round from a right hand. And he'll get buzzed, but he won't go down. Then he's going to fight harder and not smarter. And then he's going to go back to not jabbing, not throwing punches, and letting Canelo walk towards him and do what he wants to do and bully him. Then he's going to try to prove he's not a bully when he's ready to punch. And by the time he's ready to punch, Canelo's ready to counter. And pop! So I say by round 7, the fight should be over. I don't see this going past 7 rounds. By round 7, Canelo should have knocked him out completely. Oh, no doubt. Canelo has always been the smarter fighter. Well, there was a time he wasn't the smarter fighter. So, you got to think about that. There was a time Canelo wasn't the smarter fighter in the ring, and he went up against Floyd Mayweather and got a lesson in experience. He buzzed Floyd with a shot in that fight. He got Floyd's attention. But Floyd has a good chin. If he didn't, he wouldn't be able to take it. He's got a good chin. Really good chin. Now, the ever flow. Other people's opinions. That narrative. Well, that never grows old. No. Canelo knows what he's doing. Danny Garcia and Arislandi Lara. Yes, Danny Garcia has a chance, but I see it being a chess match that goes to the cards, and I see them possibly giving it to Danny Garcia, but it'll be a bad decision that's gonna go in the way of Danny Garcia probably, and then they could feed Danny Garcia to whoever they want. Danny Garcia is a man fighting out of his weight class because he can no longer make that weight. See, what you don't know is that it's so much when it comes to boxing. When it comes to boxing, there's so many different elements that people miss.
All right, please make your selection. Now please enter your code by touching the corresponding buttons. Then touch enter.
Now, the hell is this thing talking about? What code? He said, I want Canelo to be, he's cocky. Well, that's bravado.
Wait just a second while your transaction is being processed. Super, thank you. Now, please move forward slowly into the watch.
Yeah, so I'm like, what the hell is he talking about? No problem. So when people start to put it together and do their own analysis, there are a lot of people that are riding with Edgar Berlanga just because he's Puerto Rican. There's some Puerto Ricans in there, and it's making it, a lot. They got Fat Joe. They dug him up and gave him a check, knowing ain't no way in hell Fat Joe believes Edgar Berlanga is going to beat Canelo Alvarez. No. Laura's jab and setting him up for big left hands. Danny Garcia is just outmatched. That jab is pure by Arislandi Lara. Danny's a good, solid boxer, but he's a 140-pound fighter. 147 was too big for him. Those guys who are big 147 guys will hurt him. But he'll beat any of those 140 guys just by his pure boxing. Danny Garcia is a decent boxer. He just doesn't have the power to resonate at the heavier weights. And now he's going to 154. They've been looking for a way to get the title away from Lara. Now, Rolly fight, I don't know nothing about the Rolly fight. I don't know where they dug him up from. Nothing. They picked anybody just so Rolly could get a knockout to look like he's something. And you know what? I'm betting on the other guy. Cause I'm not betting on Rolly to do anything. I'm betting on the other guy. Even though the other guy ain't gonna win, I'm betting on him. Yep, they brought him in to be the fall guy. Some of the times KO and a nobody don't mean much. That's what you say. Okay, go look at Tank Davis fights. Go look at his knockouts. A lot of his knockouts were against smaller guys. And some would compare to nobody. Ryan Garcia was considered a nobody. A YouTube fighter. You know, he just knocked out Frank Martin. Who the hell is Frank Martin? So, you know what I'm saying? So you got to understand. When you're doing a lot, you're doing a lot. That's just all to it. Of course, Jake Paul isn't a real fighter. You can't name one of us that sat there and said, you know what, I think Jake Paul's an outstanding fighter. I can't name you one person that thought like that. Like ever. None of us thought like that. Jake Paul is who we thought he was. He's Jake Paul. He's good to knock out guys who weren't boxers. He got in the ring, he fought a boxer, and you saw what happened. I mean, the guy wasn't even a good boxer. You know, Tyson Fury brother isn't that good. But he was good enough to beat Jake Paul. So, it's obvious what he's doing. You know, you got to fight guys that you can beat. Well, the Tyson fight is going to sell because of Tyson. Once it gets closer and closer to that date. No, Canelo will be all right. Berlanga's not a one-punch knockout guy. He's an attrition guy. He's got power. He loads up on a lot of shots. If you just take his steam out early, you know, he's going to use a lot of his steam early, like try to throw some big shots and then come behind him. If you know, be patient, those things will open up. You'll be able to see it all coming. So, I expect a dominating performance. Well, you might say why he's fighting him. Well, technically, it's a mandatory fight. Like, he's mandated to fight either him or another guy. The other guy wasn't going to draw flies, but Berlanga being Puerto Rican, they can sell that for Mexican Independence Day, even if you don't know Berlanga. It's going to be sold off the strength of Canelo. And believe me, a bunch of drunk Mexicans want to go after a loudmouth Puerto Rican guy. Oh, yeah. That's exactly the fight they want to see. UFC for to lose their shirt, pants, shoes. And Dana White gonna be looking stupid. Well, I think people were pleased. The people who chose to watch us. I'll be like, no, they weren't. You got who fighting who? It's the main event and part 3 of who versus who? Okay. No, Dana White, the main event is the spear. The spear itself is the main event. I'm like, what an idiot. It's like, why do they give these idiots money? Well, the fight will be crazy for as long as it lasts. I'm serious. The fight will be crazy for as long as it lasts. No, I had it about right. About 6-7 rounds. I really think round 7 fight should be over. But Berlanga got heart. He might stick around a little longer. Who knows? But I just think the experience around 7, when Canelo starts turning up to like round 4, we'll see how Berlanga, adjusts. His youthfulness will feel like he got to get some payback, and that's when he might get his wake-up call. Bang, bang. So leave me comments in the comment section. Let me know who you think's gonna win, how the fight's gonna go. I do want to hear all those wonderful things, so definitely leave it. And we'll see y'all during the fights or after the fights. I'm out.